guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi you guys. So when I shared on Instagram that I planned on making some egg white bites, a lot of you guys messaged me asking me if I could share what I did. And so I thought I would just share my process. I thought it'd be easier to make a video than to share on IG. So yeah, if they turn out edible, then I'll share the video. Gonna kick out my cat and get started. Okay, so first let me start off with showing you the recipes that I use because I actually combined two recipes together. So this one is like a copycat Starbucks egg white roasted red pepper bites recipe that I found from the Today Show, and I like the ingredients in this one because they most closely mimic the ones that I found on the Starbucks website. However, the cooking instructions for this one are for an actual sous vide egg machine, or sous vide machine, whatever, but I don't have one of those. I just have my Instant Pot. So I used the ingredients list from this one, and then I found this recipe from Detoxinista, and so I'm going to use this one for the actual cooking instructions. I have the trivet and the silicone egg molds, and so I'm just going to use this for the cooking portion of it. Okay, now for the ingredients. So it calls for 6 egg whites, which I have right here in this bowl. I'm actually doubling this recipe, so I did a little bit more than 6 egg whites because I plan to have a higher veggie ratio than I do egg, and so I'm hoping this will work. So instead of the 6 egg whites, I have about, I don't know, I kind of just eyeballed it after the first 6, so I'd say I have about 10 egg whites in here. Then I've got a half cup of mozzarella cheese. The recipe actually calls for Monterey Jack cheese, but I just used mozzarella because I had it in the fridge. And then a half cup of cottage cheese. It calls for a tablespoon of butter, which I have there. The recipe calls for half a roasted bell pepper, like red bell pepper, finely diced. But what I did in here, this disgusting looking contraption, it's a half an onion diced, 1 whole bell pepper, green, diced, and then a huge handful of spinach diced. And I went ahead and I sauteed this in just in some butter because the recipe called for half a roasted red pepper, which would already be soft, and I wasn't sure how thoroughly this would cook in the Instant Pot. So I just went ahead and sauteed it just because me personally, I would much rather have over tender bell peppers than still crunchy bell peppers. So I guess this was just a personal preference. And then the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of rice starch. I couldn't find this anywhere here locally, so I ordered this from Amazon. I don't know, we'll see. And then and I think that's it. Oh, and it doesn't call for garlic powder, but I mean, it just feels wrong not putting garlic in here, so I'm gonna add some. Okay, so I've got my egg whites in here. It says to whisk them, but I'm just gonna use a fork, whisk them well. And then it says, oh, I didn't do this part. Okay, so over here in my Instant Pot, I have the trivet with the silicone molds. I'm gonna go ahead and grease these. It says to grease them really well or else the egg bites will stick to the sides. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, got those greased. Let me wipe off the extras here. All right. Alrighty, so back to whisking this. And then it says fold in cottage cheese, basically everything else. All right, so I'll add in my cottage cheese. I just use Hannah's bowls for this. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? All right, Monterey Jack cheese, and I just put the starch in there. It's not exactly how it called for in the recipe, but you know, I can't cook, I've said it before, so I just YOLO it. All right, add in my bell peppers and onions and spinach here. It just keeps looking better, doesn't it, you guys? Woo! Stir this in. Yeah, these are definitely going to be a lot more vegetable heavy, but that's what I want. So if you don't want that many vegetables, then I would just suggest following the recipe. And I'll share that in the video description, both of them. All right. I'm sprinkle in a little garlic. That looks good. All right. And then it says a teaspoon. I think it was a teaspoon of hot sauce. Yeah. It doesn't actually say on the top of the recipe, but I'm assuming it's a teaspoon. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on there. That looks good. And then the butter. Calls for a teaspoon of this. I didn't melt it. Oh, tablespoon. I wing it. All right. So since I didn't melt this, I don't know. I'm just gonna crumple it kind of. Ugh, just kidding. Okay. All right. Give that another good stir. Get that hot sauce all mixed in there. That butter is just gonna clump somewhere, but it's too late now. Okay. So the contents of that bowl barely fit in here. I'm like really a risk taker, so I'm just gonna pour some of it in. Oh no, okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't even look to see how far I'm supposed to fill these. You guys, okay, hold on. Okay, so it looks like I went to the Detoxinista one, and it looks like I'm supposed to fill them up basically to the top, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be messy with it and then clean it up later. How about that? Yeah, real messy, okay. Now this one, I'm not gonna fill quite as high. On the Detoxinista blog post, she mentioned not, like, she didn't actually use 2 of these in the Instant Pot. She just used 1, and so she was kind of afraid that it would, like, boil over and it would just affect the cooking. So since she didn't try it, I'm just going to, but I'm gonna not fill these ones quite as high and see what happens. So I'll make sure to put this one on the bottom and then this fuller one over here on the top. Okay. Clean this up a little. Yes, I use paper towels. yes, I still care about the environment. Okay, I think this is as good as we're gonna get. And that's okay, you know? I'm not a chef. I have no plans on becoming one. Alright, so now I'm gonna load these onto the trivet. Is that what this is even called? Trivet? Oh. Alright, and then this one's going on top since it's a little more full. Okay. Now, let me clean that up. Okay. Now back to the Detoxinista page. How long am I supposed to cook these for? Alright, fill the Instant Pot with 1 cup of water. Let me rinse this out. Alright, 1 cup of water. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully move this over to my Instant Pot. Oh no, okay. Alright, it's in. We're good. Oh, that was close. Alright, and now I am going to carefully place, okay, I did that. Secure the lid and move the steam valve to sealing. Plug this in. Securing the lid, sealing, and then release, select manual, and cook on high pressure for 8 minutes. All right, and I'll see you in about 25 minutes. All right, so while I waited the 5 minutes for that to dry, or not dry, but you know, cool down, I went ahead and I put my dinner on for tonight. I'm doing cream cheese chicken chili. It's now in the Instant Pot. All right, so it said to take these out of the mold. Okay, so here's one. Here's 2. All right, now, when you order these at Starbucks, they put them in the oven and then they like, I don't know, are they boiling them? I'm not really sure, but I couldn't really find any of this in any recipes that I saw. So I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my toaster oven. I'm gonna set it on broil at a high temp, probably like, I don't know, 400, 425, and just kind of watch it, and then I'll see what it does. All right, now Hannah is eating avocados. Nick is feeding her. She may scream because she sees me eating this, but I'm gonna try it. Definitely doesn't taste like Starbucks, but definitely good. I'd still eat this. It's a little bit messier. Maybe it's because of that giant blob of butter I put in here. I don't know, but all right. Till next time. Goodbye, friends.